Good morning, students. Today we will see the memory and input output ports, which is chapter 6 of unit 6. So let's get started. Let's understand what is an input device. So, an input device is any hardware component used to enter data, programs, commands, and user responses into a computer. There are a variety of input which are used by computers. Some of them are general purpose, that is, they may be used by any computer. The input devices are as follows. The keyboard. Keyboard is a very important input device. Keyboard is a typewriter like a device which is used to type in the letters, digits and commands. What is the working of keyboards? So, each key when pressed send a digital code to the computer that determines when key has been pressed. The advantages of keyboards are most common and reliable of inputting data, available in variety of formats. But there is some disadvantage also, that is it is not useful for entering pictures, etc. Very slow for selecting various objects on a screen or moving objects. So keyboard resembles the typewriter. The standard keyboards has the number of keys from 101 to 152. Next, very important input device is the mouse. The mouse is a pointing device with a roller on the base. Mouse controls movement of a pointer. Initially, the mouse was designed with a roller on the base, but nowadays we use the optical mouse also, which works on the light signal. So, when a mouse moves on a flat surface, the cursor on the screen also moves in the direct of the mouse movement. There are several types of mouse: mechanical, optical and wireless mouse, and nowadays we use the Bluetooth mouse also. The advantage of mouse is it is ideal for pointing objects on desktop. Most familiar and easy to use pointing device. But the disadvantage is it needs a flat surface close to computer. A mouse can't easily be used by a notebook. Next is light pen. A light pen is used as a pointing device just like the mouse. It consists of a photocell mounted in a pen shaped tube. When a pen is brought in front of a picture elements of the screen, it senses light coming from the limited field of view. Advantage of light pen is it is very easy to use and we can directly draw on the screen using the light pen. Disadvantage is it is not very accurate while drawing. It is also expensive compared to other pointing devices. Next is touch screen. Touch screen is a type of display that has touch sensitive transparent panel covering the screen, just like the Android mobile phone which we are using nowadays. So what is the working of touch screen? So a grid of light beams crisscross the compiler screen. When we touch the screen, the rays are blocked and computer senses and identifies the object which we want. Advantage of touch screen is it is very easy to use, no training is required. But there is a disadvantage also, that is it is not suitable for inputting bulk data, not very accurate while pointing small areas. It is the best example of touch screen is our Android mobile phone. Then the another input device is graphics tablet. A graphic tablet enables us to enter drawing and sketches into a computer. The tablet contains electronic circuitry that enabled it to detect movement of the cursor and translates the movements into digital signals that it sends to the computer. It is very useful in environment involving move of drawings etc. But there is a disadvantage, that is it is not very useful for pointing and clicking object. Next is joystick. The joystick is a device that lets the user move an object on the screen. A joystick is a stick set in two crossed grooves and can be moved left or right, front or back. It is sensed by a potentiometer. The advantage is useful to play games on computers. It gives immediate feel of direction. Disadvantage is involves more arms and wrist movement, not very useful for clicking object. So the best example of joystick is video games and computer games, which we used to play with joystick. Then the microphone sends sound input to computers through a special input device. A mic converts the sound received into computer format. The advantage is it is very useful for inputting our audio which can't be input through other device. So audio can be inputted into the computer using microphone only. Disadvantage of microphone is it need specific and additional hardware called sound card. Next is optical character reader, which in short also known as OCR. An optical character reader is used to read characters of a special type font printed on conventional paper with ink. The characters are examined by passing them under a strong light, which differentiates light from inked areas. Advantage of OCR is it is faster than typing a document which is printed form. And the disadvantage is we need to buy scanner and OCR. It's not completely accurate. Next is a scanner. Scanner is a device similar to a photocopier. A scanner creates an electronic form of image which can be manipulated. There are several types of scanner: handheld scanner, flatbed scanner, drum scanners, etc. The advantage is it is accurate and can produce image with higher resolution. And the disadvantage is image can take up a lot of memory space. The output depends on the quality of the document. Then the OMR, that is optical mark reader. Optical mark reader describes the marks into electrical pulses which are transmitted to the computer. Uses of the optical mark reader are objective types answer paper, various types of survey and order forms. The advantage of OMR is it is a quick and reliable way of inputting large volumes of simple data, and the disadvantage is it can't be used for bulk inputs. So the best example of OMR is it reads the OMR sheet, which is the answer sheet of any competitive exam nowadays. Next is a smart card reader. So smart card reader can read information on smart cards are called smart card readers. Smart card contains a microprocessor that retains certain security and personal data in its memory at all times. Then we know there is a barcode reader, which is also an input device. So a barcode reader emits a beam of lights which reflects off the barcode images. So a barcode reader reads the barcode images. It is very fast and reliable method of inputting data. It can read from curved or upside down surface. But the disadvantage of barcode reader is input is limited to a number code. So we can see the barcode reader in any mall on the cash counter or any counter of mall. We can see the barcode reader. They using the barcode reader to read the barcodes. Then the biometric sensors is also the input device. So biometric is a technology that verifies a person's identity by measuring a unique to the individual biological traits. Web camera. A webcam is a loosely used term for any camera that generates images that can be accessed by and displayed on web browsers through servers. Let's understand an output devices. So the output device produce output of the machine in human readable form. To allow this, the computer must be connected to an output device. The output devices are as follows. The most important output device is monitor. Monitor is the most common form of output from a computer. The picture on the monitor is made up of thousands of tiny colored dots called pixels. There are 5 types of monitors. First is cathode ray tube, which is also known as CRT. The CRT works in the same way as a television. It contains an electron gun at the back of the glass tube. When the electrons strikes the phosphorus dots, they grow to give the colors. Next is liquid crystal display, which is also known as LCD. Liquid crystal is the material used to create each pixel on the screen. TFT is a variant of LCD technology. LCDs are much less power than a normal monitor. It uses the less power than the normal monitor. Next is plasma monitors. So plasma monitors or PDP, plasma display panels, are flat panel displays. They offer a wide range of contrasts and colors and have a long display life, so they can be used for years without going dead. Next is touchscreen monitors. Touchscreen monitors are built by combining touch-sensitive materials with a durable but sensitive outer material that protects the monitor from fingers but still allows the monitor to detect where a person is placing his fingers. And next and last type of monitor is organic light emitting display monitors, that is OLED, or we can also say LED monitors. So LED monitors are created from pushing an electronic current through organic materials, causing these materials to grow. The price of OLED monitors is much more than traditional CRT or LCD monitors. The advantages of monitors are it is relatively cheap and reliable. It can display text and graphics in a wide range of colors, and as each task is processed, the result can be displayed immediately on the screen. But there are some disadvantages. These are no permanent copy to keep. The result will disappear when the computer is switched off. It is unsuitable for users with visual problems, and only a limited amount of information can be displayed at any time. We can see the images of different types of monitors here. CRT, LCD, plasma monitors, touchscreen monitors, and organic light emitting display. Next, very important output device is printer. So a most convenient and useful method by which the computer can deliver information is by means of printed characters. So printers can be divided into two distinct categories, impact printers and non-impact printers. So printers gives us the hard copy of the output. So there are two types, impact printers and non-impact printers. Let's understand impact printers. So in these printers, there is mechanical contact between the print head and paper. Most common impact printer is dot matrix printer. Dot matrix printer is the most popular serial printer, that is, it points one character at a time. There are some other impact printers. These are known as line printers and daisy wheels. So advantages of impact printers are low operating cost, can print on continuous stationery, and using carbonated paper, DMPs can create carbon copies. DMP means dot matrix printers. And disadvantage are low resolution, print quality is too poor to produce important documents for customers or managements. It is very slow, can be less than 100 characters per minute, and it cannot produce color copies, and it produces sound because there is a hammering process in impact printers. Let's understand what is non-impact printers. So in these printers, there is no mechanical contact between the print head and paper. So there is no noise. So advantage of non-impact printers are high speed, cost effective, and better quality. These printers can primarily be categorized as follows. Electromagnetic printers. By using magnetic recording techniques, a magnetic image of what is to be printed can be written on drum surface. Next is thermal printers. So an electric pulse can be converted to heat on selected sections of a printing head or on wires or nibs. And the third type of non-impact printer is electrostatic printers. For electrostatic printers, the paper is coated with a non-conducting dielectric material which holds charges when voltage are applied with writing nibs or heads. So this is the type of non-impact printer, that is inkjet printer. Some printers direct a high velocity stream of ink towards the paper is known as inkjet printer. So advantage of inkjet printer is it is cheap to buy, small, ideal for home or office, lighter in weight than other printers, and fast compared to a dot matrix printer. But disadvantages, color printing can take 25 to 30 seconds each page. Overall, the cartridges cost more per page than laser printer cartridge. So the printing cost of the inkjet printer is high. Printer is not expensive, but the printing cost is very expensive. Cartridges need to replace more frequently than those of a laser printer. Output is ink based and will smudge if the printout gets wet. Next is laser printer. These printers make use of office copier technologies. The toner is then permanently fused on paper with hot or pressure. So the dry ink is used in laser printer, but dry ink is not used in inkjet printer. The advantage of laser printer are high quality printouts, very fast, 10 to 20 ppm, that is pages per minute for multiple copies, almost silent, and running costs are low. Although toner cartridges are expensive to replace, they last a long time. Disadvantage, most expensive printer type to buy, especially color laser, expensive to repair, lots of complex equipment inside can't use continuous or multi-part stationery to create carbon copies, and only A4 or A5 paper can be used in most laser printers, although A3 is also available in the market. Then the very important output device is plotter. Plotter are the output device that produces good quality drawings and graphs. There are two types of plotters, drum plotters and flatbed plotters. Advantages of plotters are drawings are of the same quality as if an expert drew them. Larger sizes of paper can be used than would be found on most printers. Plotter uses a number of pens to draw the drawing or images on the paper. So it is different from printer, but it also gives the hard copy. Disadvantages: plotter are slower than printers, drawing each line separately, then are often more expensive to but than printers. That is, plotters are more expensive than printers, and although drawings are completed to the highest quality, they are not suitable for text, although text can be produced. And the output device is speaker also. Speaker have become key sound output system. Speakers receive the sound in form of electric current from the sound card and then convert it to the sound format. This way, pressure vibration are generated that create sounds. So this output device are generally used with the TV and the sound system and the computer also. Let's understand what is a memory devices. So the main memory is also known as immediate access store. IAS holds the data and programs needed at that instant by CPU. The CPU reads the data and programs kept on secondary storage into the main memory temporary, that is, as long as they are being processed. So the memory device is the place of storage where we can store our data and programs before the processing and after the processing. Memory devices are categorized in two parts: the main memory, which is also known as the primary memory, and the secondary storage memory, which is also known as the permanent memory. Main memory is the temporary memory. It stores the data which is currently being executed, but the secondary storage device holds the data permanently. So the units of memory is the computer stores and processes data in the form of binary numbers. A binary number is either 0 or a 1, that is known as bit. Here we can see the structure of CPU and memory. Main memory can be categorized in two parts, that is RAM and ROM. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. Random Access Memory is the form of RAM chip. The data is held in RAM, but temporarily the data disappear if the power is switched off. RAM is a volatile memory. There are also different parts of RAM, that is SRAM and DRAM. SRAM stands for the static random access memory and DRAM stands for the dynamic random access memory, which we will discuss later. Next type of main memory is read-only memory, that stands for the ROM, that is also known as ROM. So ROM is also in the form of chip. The data is not erased when the power is switched off, that is, it is permanent in compare of RAM. ROM is a non-volatile memory. Cache memory are used in modern, medium and high-speed CPUs to hold temporarily those positions of the content of the main memory which are currently in use. It is a fast and small memory which stores the copy of data which is frequently used from the main memory. So cache is a semiconductor type of memory which stores the data which is currently being executed. Let's understand secondary storage devices, that is secondary memory devices. Since primary memory has a limited storage capacity and is not permanent, secondary storage devices are used to store large amount of data permanently. There are various types of secondary devices available these days. Most common storage devices are hard disk, floppy disk, CD-ROMs, DVDs, pen drives, etc. Let's understand what is floppy disk and hard disk. So floppy disk are one of the oldest type of portable storage devices still in use. The floppy device enable one to transfer small files between computer and also to store data. Floppy disk is made up of a substance called mylar. So the storage capacity of floppy disk is 1.44 MB, and there are various types of floppy disk according to the size. Let's understand hard disk. The hard disk memory stores information one or more circular platters which are continually spinning. Concentric circles on the magnetized surface of the magnetic disk are known as tracks. These tracks are divided into invisible segments called sectors. Advantage of hard disk is it has the large storage capacity and permanent storage. Disadvantage is far slower than RAM or ROM. The disk cannot be transferred to another computer. We will discuss the hard disk and floppy disk and some other devices in detail in our next lecture. Let's understand magnetic tape. Magnetic tape is a sequential storage medium used for data collections, backup and archiving. It is called a data storage cassettes, which we used in earlier time for the music tapes. Next is compact disc, which is also known as CDs. Compact disc stands for categorized in several forms, that is CD-ROM, CDR and CDRW. CD-ROM, that this is used to store information and cannot be used to store data. CDR, data can be recorded on this disk only once, and CDRW, that is compact disk, read and write, is an erasable disk we can write on multiple times. Next is DVDs. The capacity of CD is 700 MB. And next is DVDs. DVD is also categorized in several types, that is DVD-ROM, DVD-R, DVD-RW. DVD-ROM, it is a highly capacity optical disc. DVD-R, it is similar to CDRs, that it allows users to write on the disk once but read it many times. And DVD-RW, it is the most writable form DVD. We can erase and read many times from there. Pen or thumb flash memory, that is pen drive or thumb flash memories. Flash is a solid state memory, that is it has no moving parts. Unlike magnetic storage devices, the data is retained in flash even when the power is switched off. Blu-ray disc is a successor of DVD. Blu-ray's standard storage capacity is enough to store continuous backup copy of more people's hard devices on a single disk. Cloud storage is the newest way of storing files and data. The cloud storage is a mechanism, not a physical storage device. Nowadays, we use the cloud storage for storing our images and so many datas from our mobile phone and laptops. So like Google Drives is the example of cloud storage. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. Bye bye.